Hey class, how's everybody doing today?
Great.
Awesome. Today we're going to talk about themes compared to different passages from different time periods. So what I want you guys to get from this lesson is that just because a story might be written in 1412 doesn't mean that the theme is difficult to understand compared to a story that's written in 2008. I know a lot of times it's a difficult thing to comprehend, but I'm going to prove otherwise today. So for the do now, I want you guys to think about a story. If I came into class today and handed out Romeo and Juliet, what else can we go with? Hamlet, any work by Julius Caesar, anything. If I handed all that out to you, would you rather read that, or would you rather read something contemporary like the Twilight series?
Romeo and Juliet in a heartbeat.
Thank you, Katie. I'm glad that you like classical literature. But for the most part, many people like to read contemporary works over Romeo and Juliet, especially high schoolers. So, what we're gonna do is look at 3 levels of difficulty, starting with a work from the 1800s, then we're going to progress to the 1920s, then we're going to go into the 21st century, and we're going to see how that level of difficulty changes as we progress, and how the theme is either easier or more difficult to understand. So the first piece that we're going to look at is from the mid-1800s, and it's from a story called A Mistaken Charity by Freeman. So I just put together pieces of the work, and if you could you read the little passage out loud, please?
Charlotte and Harriet have always been poor people and lived alone in their old childhood home since old age. Their house was in poor condition. Rain and snow had filtered through its roof. They were placed in an old lady's home with everything that anyone could dream of. Within a week, they had run back to their childhood home.
Awesome. So if we take a look at the first passage that we had and try to formulate a theme. Now remember, theme deals with meaning over summary. So we have to formulate a theme from this passage. What would you be able to come up with? Just a simple meaning.
Just because they were old didn't mean they needed other things.
Awesome. It's pretty good. Now, one thing we can say with a theme, it's usually never right or wrong. It's usually more of an opinionated statement. From this, I would kind of go more with, along the lines of what you said, but I would add in, although like they were raised in like a poor home, they didn't have anything, when they were given all like this and, everything that anyone could want, they didn't want that. They just wanted like what they grew up and what they were used to. So we see the theme. This is a work from the mid-1800s, like I said. Now, if we look at the next work, it's one of the last passages from The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This was written in 1925. So could you please read that one?
I thought of Gatsby's wonder when he first picked up the green light at the end of Daisy's stalk. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgiastic future that year by year recedes before us.
Now, can you think of a theme from that one?
Kind of a sentimental, maybe what's that word? I don't remember. Like just kind of a sentimental, like he understands, like you can relate to him, and he can also see. Yeah.
Pretty good job. And then also with that, the green light sort of represents, the color green, money, happiness, and whatnot, So I'm hoping what you're getting so far from this is that this one, the first statement, was a little bit easier to understand than the second one. And I just want you to get from that it's not because of when it was written, but somewhat because of the information that you're given, how long the passage is, things of that nature. Now, I have a poem, the last one that we're going to look at, is a poem it's a singer, actress, and songwriter. Her name is Jill Scott. It's called Potty Trained. Can you read that one, please, Katie?
I pushed and I grunted and I labored and I squeezed and you splashed and I cleaned and I stood and I flushed and I don't even think of you now.
And it's called Potty Trained. So can you formulate a theme from that?
There was probably a sort of relationship, seeing as I don't even think of you now. She probably got rid of the person when she flushed them away. It was like they must have been struggling because there was pushing and working and all of that, and basically she came out on top, or just Jill, you
Cool.
assume. But
Now, my take on it was that the easiest things in life that you work so hard to achieve, like you put all that hard work aside after you learn the skill. You put all the like struggles, all the hard things that you had to do to master that skill. You put it aside, because it becomes second nature to us. But I can see, I don't know if you noticed, but when I asked for the theme of the first one, you were able to give me one answer. When I asked the theme for the second one, you kind of fumbled around with it, gave me something. Then when I asked you the third one, I got like 5 different answers from you. So for me, it seems like it was easier for you to formulate a thesis a theme from the first statement, which is from the 1850s, than the third statement, which is from 2005. So that goes to show that it can be easier to understand older literature, just depending on what you're given. What we're going to do is bring the groups together now as a class, and we're going to discuss the themes that we got. Each group's going to discuss the theme, and we're going to go over that, and then I'm going to give you directions for your homework assignment. Everybody's together. Everybody returns to their seats. Ta-da. All right. So after we discuss this, I'm glad everybody had fun with the assignment. Our homework assignment is going to be for you to actually create a stage 4 difficulty. So, we started with stage 1, which was the original one from the 1800s. We did stage 2, which was A Great Gatsby, 1925. We did stage 3, which was a poem from 2005. Now your objective is to do a stage 4. And with the stage 4, you're going to find a story, a poem, a passage, a poem, anything, from a more recent time in 2005. And you have to explain how the theme from the work that you create is more difficult than the ones that we discussed in class. I will be grading the homework. The homework grade is out of 12. It works out great because the group projects that you did today, I'll be grading out of 12 also. I was observing as we went around the room. I saw that everyone was working pretty well, so everyone should receive full credit. So as long as you do your homework, you'll be on track, and you're looking at a pretty good grade. So with that said, have a nice day, guys, and see you tomorrow.